Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Jurassic World Dominion video. A video I was honestly not expecting to make whatsoever, but a video I have to make nonetheless. For the first time since the extended edition released on DVDs across the world, we finally have some more extended and deleted footage from Jurassic World Dominion. And yes, it's been well over a year since the release of this movie, just over 13 months to be exact. So you can imagine my surprise when this footage was discovered just the other day. I've gone ahead and posted the raw clips on my previous video should you wish to check out the clips for themselves and see them in their original format. As for today however, we're going to be analysing and inspecting all of the new footage that was released recently for Jurassic World Dominion. So once you're ready, get some snacks, relax, and enjoy the video. Now, to address some things that some people have been confused about in the last video, not all of the footage seen in this sequence is 100% brand new. I thought people would realise that, and thankfully, for the most part, many people did. However, a minority of people clearly have either watched a different movie or don't really remember the scenes all that well. So we're going to break the scenes down one by one on what is new and what is the same. The first scene to talk about here is one that is slightly confusing to some. It opens up with the opening portion of the movie where the cars are trying to drive through the ceratopsian herd. A Nasutoceratops crashes into a car, causing it to flip. From what I can tell in the final cut of the movie, the scene quickly turns back to Claire, Zia and Franklin. However, from this new ILM footage, this scene seems to remain focused on the Nasutoceratops for just a fraction longer, giving us some time to take a longer look at this beautiful creature. Further along in the video, we enter the depths of the Malta black market, where we're actually given one extended shot that wasn't used in the movie and one entirely brand new scene that was never used as well. The first is the extended shot. When Rain Delacourt falls into the battle pit of the dinosaurs, we're aware that a Baryonyx runs towards him, almost being able to bite his face if it wasn't for the chain restraints holding the creature back. Now, this happened rather fast in the final cut of the movie. However, in this ILM footage, it actually shows a slightly extended shot of the Baryonyx actually running towards Rain rather than a cut in the editing process. Now, I kind of understand why this scene was cut down a little bit as the Baryonyx is so obviously an animatronic. It just looks like the dinosaur is gliding instead of running, which kind of ruins the immersion for me. As much as it does look kinda cool, I believe this is probably just a placebo, as it's just something new that we haven't seen yet. But if it were to have been in the final cut of the movie, I guarantee we would have pointed it out for looking too robotic-like, and more specifically, that odd glide it did whilst running. Kind of like how we point out the Giganotosaurus animatronic in the later scenes of the movie. Either way, it just gives us a more close-up and cooler looking view of this dinosaur, something I wish we saw just that little bit more of. Staying within Malta, we have our first unused scene that showcases a Dimorphodon attempting to fly, but being locked down by its restraints. There is a chef cooking something in the background, but what intrigues me the most as a fine attention to detail is what was on TV. Not only does the TV make fit the aesthetics of the black market, but we can see either some horse racing or dog racing, or maybe even dinosaur racing, is being broadcasted on this TV, which aligns with the type of people you would meet in the black market. I assume that they have this on for any people who may have put a bet on the races, in the same way that they would probably be placing bets on the dinosaur fights within the underground market as well. So to me, that's an incredible choice of detail there to blend in with the surroundings even more. The scene continues onwards as we see a much younger person, possibly late teens or early 20s, make his way over to the caged up locusts, proving further that these genetically created creatures are in Europe and have already been seized and captured, possibly even sold on as food. Now, we did already see this specimen in the final form of the movie, but we didn't really get to see it from this perspective and angle. Overall, this scene was actually really interesting in my opinion. I love the Dimorphodon attempting to fly away, but he is chained to his post. I love the attention to detail on the TV, making it blend in even more. And I love the way the camera continues to pan and follow the young guy and then stops on the locusts, proving that this threat is a main part of this world and is with them no matter where they go. The next few bits of footage shows very slightly different extended shots that maybe add possibly a second or less to the respective scenes shown. There's also some slight colorization changes made, as we can see here in Utah, just before announcing the return of Dr. Grant. We can see it's got more of a bluish tint to it rather than an orange and contrasting hue in the final cut. However, the next scene change would be the one that seems to be filmed from the helicopter. Here we can see that on the architecture of Valletta, Malta, there are some CIA personnel that are running into position on a rooftop. I would assume that this shot would have been used just before the truck carrying Introciraptors crashed and entered the tunnel. This would have shown everyone getting into position, and probably explained a little bit more that this was a better and more coordinated procedure by the CIA and the French intelligence. Moving along now, we have some extended looks at Beta. Whilst it was tricky to make out the different shots used in this clip versus the final cut of the movie, we do in fact get more close-ups of Beta as she starts roaring, looking just off center from the camera. Since this is coming from ILM, it makes perfect sense as to why there are some extended shots like these that are used and have a huge focus on how good these dinosaur models look. In this brand new extended shot of Beta, it's clear to see how much detail went into her CGI model here, and it's something that I really enjoy just looking at. Somehow, people with computers were able to bring this thing to life on the big screen. It also shows off Beta doing a more threatening display that allows the audiences to understand that velociraptors really are lethal from a young age, as mentioned by Muldoon back in 1993 during the first movie. But it is a shame that a few shots from this scene were removed, as I believe that it gives Beta a little bit more character to her. Continuing onwards with the clips and continuing with Beta, the camera draws focus on Beta in this clip to make it much easier to make her stand out behind the hex-styled barrier, again putting more emphasis on her model and design, something we also didn't get to see in the final cut of the movie. However, now we move into the final and arguably best scene of them all. Well, to me it's my favourite, and hopefully you'll understand why. In this clip, we get a different perspective and an extended look of a Quetzalcoatlus flying through the skyline of New York City. In the previous trailers, featurettes, and the final movie, we see two Quetzals nesting at the top of the One World Trade Center, which took me by a huge surprise when we first saw this scene during the original Jurassic World Dominion trailer. So much so, I was hoping to see a lot more stuff like this, but sadly we didn't quite get to see that. But now, we finally have an extended look of this scene that follows the Quetzalcoatlus soaring through the sky, in amongst the buildings, before then cutting to the scene where the flying reptiles lay rest on top of the building. Everything about this shot is just so elite, from the reflection in the glass to the graceful beast gliding through the sky. It's a shot that has, once again, blown me away, and I'm gutted we didn't get to see this in the movie. With dinosaurs now everywhere on the mainland, I can only wait and hope that we get to see something like this in another movie when they do arrive. And that's all of the new footage. Yeah, new footage after 13 months of release. I genuinely didn't really see that one coming, to be honest. But hey, we're here and these extended clips look absolutely stunning. If you have a favourite of these new scenes, then feel free to share them down in the comments section amongst one another, and feel free to also subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to learn more about the Jurassic franchise. Don't forget to also like the video if you enjoyed as well, but most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.